What's crack-a-lack? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. And today, I give you the do not draft list. If you're a fantasy football player, then boy, oh boy, there are some names you should not draft, and I'm here to give you those names. Anyway, before we get in, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm sipping this water. I'm sick as a dog, man. I don't know what's up. But I'm sipping this water. What you should be doing is subscribing and liking. Of course, if you only enjoy the content. If you don't, then just ignore this altogether. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let me take a sip. Let's go right in. First things first, I got Peyton Barber on this list. Let me tell you, in my how to win, I ended up drafting Peyton Barber. Granted, he was my running back 4, so he was likely not to start if ever. But I got him on this list because upon further review, last year, man, let me tell you, last year did not look good for Peyton Barber. He had the 9th most opportunities, 9th most touches among running backs. That was more than Christian McCaffrey, rush-wise, excuse me. But what did he do with that? He produced the 31st most points in fantasy football in the run back position. So he did not provide a lot of, how should I say, he didn't do good. He ain't no good. And word coming in from spring training, Bruce Arians is high on Ronald Jones. So he might slip into that mix for carries. So I would say don't draft Peyton Barber unless he's going to be sitting on your bench. I got Gus Edwards, running back, Baltimore. Man, he lit it up at the middle of last season for the Ravens. He became their lead back. But things have changed since then. They signed Mark Ingram to 3 years, $15 million. Mark Ingram is going to be getting some carries. Also, they drafted Justice Hill, who I'm very high on. He is a playmaker, and he gives them a lot in the pass game. So now that's such a crowded backfield, I would just stay away altogether from Gus Edwards. Next, I got the GOAT, Larry Fitzgerald. Man, I love Larry Fitzgerald, but we could all acknowledge that last couple of years haven't been his finest. And that's not really because of him. I mean, quarterback's been up in the air, and now it's like, oh yeah, they're going to this more pass-heavy offense. Should that be good for him? Well, not really. I think you're gonna see guys like Christian Kirk, even Andy Isabella outperform Larry Fitzgerald. I just want to have confidence putting him in my starting lineup. So I have him here on the do not draft. Next, I got Tyreek Hill. I mean, hello, Akila. Akila's here for Tyreek Hill. Anyway, I think it should go without being said. With all his legal issues over the off season, it doesn't look like he's gonna be suspended regardless. It's a shame, dude. He's a great player in the NFL, and just made some bonehead decisions over his life. But yeah, it's very likely he won't even play another down for the Chiefs, let alone this season. So do not draft Tyreek Hill. Next, I got Jacksonville wide receivers all together. I mean, the Jaguars last year, man, it was really it was a mixed bag between who you were starting. Granted, Marquise Lee was hurt, but still, those guys we had Dante Moncrief, we had DJ Chark. And I mean, altogether, those guys didn't really produce. It was really pulling names out of a hat. Hopefully, one of them will hit. So, and it looks like it's gonna be. We don't know what type of chemistry Nick Foles has with any of these guys. So right now, I would say don't draft a Jaguar receiver. Next, I got LaShawn McCoy. Man, LaShawn McCoy has been a great running back. Last year, he just didn't produce. He got a lot of touches, did not produce. And it's a shame. I mean, he's had a great career, but it looks like it's coming to an end in Buffalo. They signed Frank Gore. Frank Gore, 8 carries away from Kenyon Drake last year in Miami. I know, I'm a Dolphins fan. And in the third round, they ended up drafting, I believe it was the third round, Devin Singletary out of Florida Atlantic. So, I mean, he wasn't producing much last year anyway, but he's now gonna see a lot less carries. So, again, do not draft. Next, I got the Miami Dolphin defense. Speak of the devil, I'm a Dolphins fan, and I'm telling you, did I say defense? I said offense. Honestly, you shouldn't draft anything that is Dolphin related. But yeah, the Dolphin offense, I mean, even Kenny Stills, their most reliable weapon receiving, he's a mixed bag. You don't know what you're gonna get. He might turn out a goose egg. Kenyon Drake, hopefully in the new offense, he might get more of a primary role. I mean, last year he was kind of second fiddle to Frank Gore, but we don't know, man. We don't know. So again, I would just stay away from drafting anyone that has MIA because they will be missing in action. All right, next, I got Allen Robinson, Chicago's receiver, man. He signed a huge contract, and I bet you at the end of this season, he's going to be let go. I mean, they're not going to want to pay them. They're already grooming Anthony Miller to be their number one. They drafted Riley Ridley out of Georgia. So they're kind of already preparing for Allen Robinson's exit. And he was just a ghost sometimes last year. Let alone that their offense isn't very reliable as far as fantasy goes. Outside of Tariq Cohen, and even him, he had some. He was a ghost in some games. So we don't really know what we're getting or who will produce. But I would stay away from Allen Robinson. They have him high on a lot of boards too. I wouldn't do it. Next, I got Austin Shafirin Jenkins. Everyone thinks this man's gonna come in and produce like Gronk. He's gonna eat all those touches Gronk had. That ain't the case. When Gronk was hurt, even the backup tight ends weren't stepping up. Dwayne Allen, who they had last few years, I mean, they primarily used him as a blocking tight end. So I don't know exactly. I mean, maybe he's a tight end 2 at best. But I wouldn't draft him expecting him to be your starter all the way through. I wouldn't draft him at all, honestly. There's a lot better backup tight ends, and I say backup because he better not be your starter. Next, I got the San Francisco 49ers. They're running backs. Who's producing in that backfield? I mean, someone might, but I mean, that's such a crowded backfield right now. You got Jerick McKinnon, you got Telvin Coleman, and you still got Matt Breida on the roster. Who's gonna get all those touches? Who's gonna get all those carries? It's gonna be a backfield by committee. And if you're a fantasy football player, you don't want backfields by committee. I mean, we don't know who's gonna end up getting the bulk of these carries or snaps even. So honestly, there's not a reliable back there in San Fran. So trouble at the Bay if you're a fantasy owner. Next. Oh, I don't got a next. That was it. We did it. We concluded. Good job, everybody. Good job, Akila. Killing it back there. Anyway, if you like the video, you do all the liking stuff, you know, the bell, and I'm unsure. I don't know. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.